If you need technical assistance during your call, press *0. There are 2 parties in conference, including you.
Okay,
Hello?
are we ready to go?
I have public hearing I'm trying to speak at.
Yes, yes. This is the public hearing for BARD?
Yes,
Okay. Can I have your name for the record?
certainly. Marta, M-A-R-T-A.
Okay.
Last name K-N-A-P-P.
K-N-A-P-P. Okay, Marta. So I'm going to put you, it's going to be a technology challenge. I'm going to put you by the speaker and just let me know if you're having difficulty hearing the public hearing, and then I will try to adjust it.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
then at the public hearing officer, Don Capolino, will recognize you for your public comments.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to open this public hearing now. It is.
I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry. Continuing. Okay. Can I just take a roll call? Think Dutchess Alliance for Business. Can I ask who you are?
I'm Marilyn Yerkes. I'm the CFO for the Dutchess County Local Development Corp.
Can you spell your last name for me, please?
Y-E-R-K-S.
Mr. Toy?
Hi, Ton Toy, Senior Vice President and CFO of Bard College. I think the spelling's up there, but if you need me to do it, I'm happy to.
It is. Thank you. Miss Massey?
Yes, hi, I'm counsel to the college from Locklord, L-O-C-K-E-L-O-R-D.
And Sarah, your last name?
Lee, L-E-E.
And you're with?
I'm with I'm with the Dutchess County Local Development Corporation. I am the CEO.
Do I need to know who Doreen is? Tignanelli? Will she be speaking?
Yeah, well, she's a member of the public.
That's fine.
Okay. But when we open it up for public comment, we will ask them to state their name and to spell it for the record so that you have it. Okay, Laura?
I do. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So I'd now like to open this public hearing. It is now 9:35. We went through the initial portion of this. I had, before this public hearing began, have marked into evidence as hearing officers exhibit number 1, the notice of public hearing in this matter, calling for this public hearing by Zoom meeting on today, October 1st, 2020, 9:30 a.m. With a description of the project. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 2 in evidence, the affidavit from the Poughkeepsie Journal indicating that the notice of public hearing was run once on September 24th, 2020. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 3 in evidence, the affidavit of Jenna L. Jones indicating that on September 23rd, 2020, she mailed a copy of the notice of public hearing to the Honorable Robert McKeon, supervisor of the town of town of Red Hook, to Dr. Janet Warden, superintendent of the Red Hook Central School District, and the Honorable Marcus J. Molinaro, the county executive of Dutchess County. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 4 in evidence, the September 23rd, 2020 letter from County Executive Molinaro designating me as the hearing officer in this particular matter. And I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 5 in evidence, the September 22nd letter of Mark Doyle, the vice chairman of the Dutchess County Local Development Corporation, authorizing me to conduct this hearing on behalf of the Local Development Corporation. So with that, I will open the public hearing and ask Ton, if you would give a brief description of what this project is about for the record.
I am happy to, and thank you to everyone for making the time today. We're looking to do largely a refinancing of some of our outstanding debt. That includes both a standing municipal bond as well as some bank debt to collect into one collective package for the college, as well as some funding that would largely be aimed at renovations to some key buildings on campus, both to improve utilization, but also in particular to make energy improvements and around enveloping and building equipment. So some of these end up being pretty high dollar figure projects, and rolling them into a public financing is appealing for us just in terms of actually really advancing the needle on some of these projects. So I'm happy to answer any questions on that. I think that you know, we're happy to partner with the local development corporation. Wherever I can, I want to see money stay locally. So I think that looking at some of the other outfits that we could pursue financing through is far less appealing because they're not in our communities in the same way. So I'll end with that, and happy to take questions.
All right, well, you indicated in your application that the number of jobs that you have and the number of full-time employees that you have, indicating that you had a total of 804 employees, and that this is essentially to help you remain competitive and able to continue to retain these 804 employees. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, and we're one of the largest employers. We're number 3 in all of Dutchess County, behind only HealthQuest and IBM. So we have a very large employment footprint, and having a solid balance sheet is an important part of that, as well as some of the improvements to these buildings, again, helps us to sustain the level of employment with especially internal buildings and ground service, environmental service, janitorial work, as well as some of the construction partners we work with. So yeah, this is a key part of our path forward and of our strategic plan.
I know that one of the members of the public indicated that you hadn't answered all the questions on the long EAF. The only ones that I see deal with the governmental approvals, where you indicated those governmental approvals you needed. You indicated that you need a permit for the approval of the stair project only, and the Dutchess County Local Development Corporation, to whom you're making this application. Are there any other governmental entities that you needed approval for?
No, and I'm sorry if there was an oversight on a box, but really the only new project involved in this is that staircase, which would serve as kind of an amphitheater addition to the library on campus. Anything else that we're looking at is really building enveloping and mechanics. So I think that that's a fair representation, and if I missed a box saying no to all others, I apologize. We can. Yeah, well, we can record that way now.
In the forms over the years, you usually only had to include those particular agencies that you needed approval from, and so you substantively have met the requirements as far as we're concerned. So if we can now, I can now open this up to members of the public. Anyone from the public wish to speak? I assume, Doreen, would you like to speak?
Yes, Mr. Capolino, I would. Thank you. And my name is spelled D-O-R-E-E-N, and the last name is spelled T-I-G-N-A-N-E-L-L-I.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please begin. And we received, by the way, we did receive your written comments, and they will be passed on to the board.
All right, thank you. So I'll just do a brief summary. I'm opposed to the 2 specific areas, the mortgage recording tax exemption, and I'm opposed to financial assistance in the form of loaning of proceeds of the bonds to BARD to pay the cost of undertaking the project. And I was the member of the public who had a question about the EAF. And I do think that there was more than one question that was not answered yes or no. And clearly, the instructions did state that. And going forward, I would hope that the questions on the environmental assessment form are answered in the manner required. Thank you.
Okay, I would comment though that there are a number of places on the form that say if the answer is yes, then go ahead and check the answers after that. They do not have to be checked if and only if the answer was yes. So my review indicated that they answered no to all of those, but they didn't have to answer the other ones. But you are correct that the one area where the governmental entities that are involved, needed to be checked. But we, as the board, know this is primarily the vast majority of this particular bond issuance is to just repay debt. And so it's just a refinancing, and refinancing is clearly not, it's a type 2 action under SECRA, and so does not require any environmental review. It's those other matters that we spent a significant amount of time reviewing with the college, and Dawn went into great detail as to each area where he expected to be expending the money, and they were all type 2 actions under our review of this. Okay. All right. So next, there's JB. Jim, would you please state your name for the record and spelling, please, for the
Yeah, sure. Mr. Capolino, good morning, and thank you all for the opportunity to speak. And so my name it's Jim, J-I-M, and last name is Beretta. It's B-E-R-E-T-T-A. And as was stated, I did submit written comments. I'm opposed to the financial assistance for the forgiveness of mortgage taxes and actually whatever other taxes might be considered. We're in the middle of a pandemic. The county is suffering great sales tax losses, amongst probably other taxes. The county has had to furlough people, offer early retirement, and will probably take other measures to try to make up for that. I quoted an article in my submission that said that Dutchess County was one of the highest, or I think the highest in the state for loss of sales tax revenue, and County Executive Molinaro had projected that Dutchess County would lose 50% in sales tax revenue this year because of the pandemic. I know sales tax revenue is not mortgage tax revenue, but tax revenue is tax revenue, and it's revenue for the county. And if it's not paid, it has to be made up somewhere else, and it's a transfer of a burden to everybody else. And the college is largely tax exempt from all their other taxes. I doubt they're paying any taxes to Dutchess County or to Red Hook for property taxes. So this is just icing on the cake, and I'm opposed to that. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. There's someone else on the line, Marta.
There's a Marta Knapp on the phone. Marta, would you like to make some comments?
Yes. Hello. My name is Marta, M-A-R-T-A, last name K-N-A-P-P. And I'd like to say that Bard College has been receiving refinanced outstanding bonded loans from Dutchess County since the 90s, apparently, with millions of dollars of funding, sweetheart deals, using the vast treasury of taxpayers' money. Is the local development corps different from the Industrial Development Agency of the county, yet another nonprofit limited liability corporation, not unlike the colleges here? These institutions of higher education keep getting huge publicly financed loans in spite of their private status. Vassar, Culinary Institute of America, Marist, Bard all have huge endowments from wealthy graduates who donate to their alma maters, which then gamble away millions on the shaky stock market, which leads to financial stressors, leading to downsizing and higher tuition. Students go into years of personal debt to attend these prestigious schools, then struggle to find employment in the ever-shrinking job market. Due to COVID-19, matriculation is shrinking, and we hear discussions on the obsolescence of such on-campus institutions. Legal notices in tiny print full of legalese language is confusing and overwhelming, and public hearings at odd hours are virtual only, usually requiring computers and unlimited long-distance phone service. In fact, this hearing is the first one I've seen that has toll-free phone access. I think private schools that exploit public funding should be tuition-free and reclassified as public or state schools. That's my comment, and I guess I missed the window on submitting this in written form? Thank you for listening.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. There will be a written transcript of this public hearing provided it's to the board. I believe I will have one by this afternoon sometime, and it will be promptly sent to the board so the board has the opportunity to review it. But thank you for your comments, Marta. And I just want to add that what the LDC is offering here is strictly tax exempt financing so that the people who buy the bonds don't have to pay income taxes on the interest that they receive, and therefore the college can get a lower rate than out on the commercial markets. A lot of this is already tax exempt financing. It's just being refinanced in an attempt to get better rates. And the Local Development Corporation, Dutchess County, and the state of New York are not in any way liable for the principal or interest on those bonds. We just provide the vehicle in which the bonds are offered. So if no one else has anything to say, I would like to close the public hearing, and thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I will close the public hearing. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone.